Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I hope that you are doing well. I am coming to you today to bring you a really cool project with Eden's Garden. Now, Eden's Garden is an early release stamp set that Stampin' Up! Has let out early. It will be in the January catalog, in the new mini catalog that comes out in January. And it is an early release product. So you can get this stamp set and the matching dies. Those will be in the next catalog, but there's some products that they're releasing early that are only available while supplies last. It's these beautiful gems. I love them. This pack of paper, it is a gorgeous pack of paper, and it coordinates with our gold foil paper, our soft succulent paper, and our evening evergreen. But just because evening evergreen is the color and soft succulent is the color, here is also some of our beautiful cotton paper. This is in the soft succulent. It also comes in evening evergreen in the same package. But just because those are the colors that they have chosen for the packs doesn't mean that that's the colors you need to use when you're making your card. I'm going to show you today, we're going to make this card using completely different colors. But this stamp set lends itself to lots of colors. This is the inside. So let's go ahead and get started making this really cool card. The first thing that I am going to do when I make this card is I am going to go ahead and emboss the little piece here. So I'm going to move these things out of the way and make room for my mini cut and emboss machine. I'll be using these greenery embossing folders that are in the annual catalog. And if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to send you catalogs if you need those. So these are a double pack of the mini folders, and I'm going to be using this one right here. We're going to go ahead and place our piece of cardstock. This is Cherry Cobbler. I'm going to place it about here. I want these berries and some of the berries from the other side. Since there's some berries around that flower, I'm kind of reinforcing that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in like this. Let's grab our little mini machine. And we're going to need our platform. And then this is a regular embossing folder. So it's not 3D. It would say 3D on it right there. So it doesn't say 3D. We're going to just use the plate for the regular embossing folder. And it does come with the machine. So we're going to use plate number 1. We're going to put our little sandwich on here, and then number 3. See, number 1 and number 3. We'll go ahead and put that through. And, whoops, I didn't have it in there good. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and put it through the machine. Up here, this is washi tape. I kind of keep it on my machine to help when I use the steel dies. So let's open this up. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love it. All right, let's move this stuff out of the way. And let's go ahead and close off our machine. All right. Now this is a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and we're also going to make our base cherry cobbler. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this piece of cardstock in half. It is a piece of 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to fold it down the middle at the 4 1/4 inch mark with my bone folder. And then this piece here is going to get attached directly on here. Now that piece is 2 1/8 by 4 inches. And I'm going to use some of my multi-purpose glue because it has these indentions from being put through the embossing process. This glue gets into the nook and crannies, and it really helps to bond it to your card. So that's what I would like to use when I'm using embossing folders. With that little indention, I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch on the top, the bottom, and this one side. I think that just looks so pretty. I'm just going to hold it for a second until that glue grabs. All right, just like that. Isn't that pretty? So as you can see here, I also have 4 vellum leaves. Now those are using this die right here, and I have already cut those out. So they are right here. And those are done for us. So those are already done out of the vellum. I'm going to stamp the words "Hello There" on this little piece of basic white cardstock. And I'm going to stamp that in the cherry cobbler. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it down where I can see. Hopefully you guys can still see as well. There we go. Actually, I went over a little too far to the side. So thank God every sheet of cardstock has two sides, right? So we'll try that one more time. Oh, that's much better. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of color all the way around this piece. So in order to do that, I'm actually going to use one of my blending brushes. Now you can also use a sponge. Sponges work just fine, but I'm actually going to use a small blending brush. Before Stampin' Up! Had blending brushes, I was already using them, and so I'm going to pick up some color here. I'm going to use a scrap piece, and I'm going to just pull some of it off. I don't want it to be too harsh. And then I'm going to go around the edges. Red colors tend to have a lot of pigment, so you don't need too much. And I'm also going to use that same scrap and just run it like so. All right, so there we go. That is as much inking as I'm going to do on that piece right there. So now we are going to actually stamp the two images of the floral, which is the large image in the pack, and I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to move this up. Well, actually move it over. Let's grab this ink pad, and we'll grab our floral image here. Make sure it's nice and ink. Now this is a distinct stamp set. Now as you can see here, you'll see some light and dark grays. All you do is ink it up once and you're going to get some light and dark burgundy colors on here. You'll see. See, it gives you a nice gradation. I love the look of that. So there's the two images. We're going to clean that off, and let's go ahead and do the inside of our card. If you can see here, I've also stamped a leaf right here, right there on that corner. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ink it up, and then that way I can put this ink pad away. And all the stamps in this set are made that way, so they all have different tones. It's so pretty, I think, the look of that. And you just need one ink pad and you get such great look. So let's go ahead and close our cherry cobbler ink. And now we can go ahead and clean all these pieces. I use my Simply chamois to clean those off. It's a little squeaky, but it does the job. I love it. And it looks filthy, but it actually is clean. It just has been stained by inks and has been well loved, but it works perfect. That's what it's made to do. So this piece here, we're going to put aside with these little vellum pieces because we don't need that yet. We'll insert that with our hello there, everything at the same time. So these pieces here, we're going to go ahead and fussy cut those. So I'm going to grab my paper snips, and I'm going to work my way around this image. And so what I want to do when you fussy cut, some people don't really like to fussy cut. I don't mind it so much, but I do it quite often. So what you want to do is you want to just, if you're right-handed, hold the scissor in your right hand. If you're left-handed, hold it in your left. And use your opposite hand to move the paper. So I'm not actually moving the scissor except to put pressure down on it so that the blades glide across the paper. And then I am moving it when I get to the end of my blades and run out of room. But you do not want to use a choppy motion by opening and closing your scissor, because that will not give you a smooth surface all around your image. But if you use your opposite hand to move the paper, you can see with my left hand, I'm guiding. And with my right hand, I'm just putting pressure on my blades. I'm gonna actually cut this off here, all this extra. So I'm putting pressure on my blade just to push it downward as I'm going around these images, like so. We're halfway there. And then I just move the blade when I get close to the end. So I like using the part closest to the inside of the blade to cut with. So I do slide the blade when it gets too close to the end. You can see me kind of sliding it down. We're going to go around these little dots because I do want them to stay. All right, we're almost there. And then we'll do it one more time so you get to see it in action. One more time. On the home stretch, guys. All right, so there's our first flower. If you move your scissor like this, you end up with like choppiness. It's hard to cut around an image when you're doing this. So you're gonna hold your scissor and glide your paper, and you end up with a very smooth surface. So let's do that one more time on this other flower. And it doesn't matter where you start on your image, just wherever my scissor finds to start is where I start. And we will work our way around this one. Once we're done fussy cutting this piece, we're pretty much done. I just have to assemble the card. So that's always awesome. So I'm pretty new to YouTube. I've finally uploaded all these videos that I've been recording for months and have not uploaded them. But tell me what you think of the design of my videos and how I'm doing things, because I would love some feedback. I'm kind of new to it. I've been blogging for over a year now, but I have not been doing YouTube very long. So if you don't mind subscribing, I would be so grateful. And if you know of people that would be interested in my videos, please share. I also have a Facebook and an Instagram that you can go and get inspiration from. All right, there's the final flower. So let's go ahead and put this away and we will start the assembly process. Okay, so you saw me glue this base together. We're gonna put these flowers on here like so. I think I'm going to put one of the berries in the center up and one down like this. This looks pretty good to me. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and use some Stampin' Dimensionals. Now I'm going to start with this one here, and it's going to be my base. So I'm going to put about 4 of these guys on here. That looks pretty good. And I'm just going to place it here. Now this one's going to overlap it. So where it's overlapping it, I don't need dimensionals. So what I'm actually going to do is hold it like this and turn it over so that I can see where it overlaps. Okay. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the spots that are left. So I only need about 3 dimensionals on this one. Okay. That kind of guides me. Now we're going to go ahead and take the backs off, and then we are going to use the mini dimensionals to attach the vellum pieces. I'll show you in a second. So let's go ahead and leave those like that. So I have mini dimensionals, they're just teeny tiny, and I'm going to put one on the end of each of these vellum pieces. So I'm going to lay them right here on my surface, and I'm going to grab one of these mini dimensionals and basically put it on the stem of each of these pieces that are going to be tucked underneath. And I'm going to go ahead and pull, whoops, the backs off of them. And then this is going to help to tuck them underneath my main flower pieces. So now I'm going to pick them up together. I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue under this piece here, because this is where that one's going to stick. They're going to be together, remember? So that's about where it's going to live. And we're going to go ahead and put these two pieces down. That looks pretty good to me. All right, so now we are going to use these pieces, and we're just going to tuck them in and then press that piece down. So we have to find a little spot where it will fit and then press it down just like that. So you're going to lift up and press. And we'll put this one right here. Make sure it can go back far enough. Good. So that's how you tuck in your pieces. You can kind of move them a little bit around and figure out. So that's how those got attached. You don't see the adhesive. Now we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of our hello there. And you can see another hello there because I stamped it twice. So let's, I have a hard time and I don't use this, but I don't know why I try. This Take Your Pick tool is the best $10 I've ever spent, really. So we're going to put our hello there. I'm going to tuck that right here. I want about there. Looks pretty good to me. What do you guys think? And then we're going to go ahead and attach our piece on the inside. We are going to use our seal adhesive this time. So it's our tape runner. We're going to flip our basic white over. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to, oh, actually, no, it's 3 1/4 by 5. I thought I had left 1/4 of an inch, but I mean an 1/8 of an inch, but I had left 1/4 of an inch. So revised dimensions. So there is the inside. You can write your little note. And there is our card. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. So I really am new to YouTube. I've already mentioned that, but if you don't mind helping me out by commenting, sharing, and subscribing, I would be so grateful. And ask your friends to subscribe too. When you do that, you're going to get notifications of when I post my new videos. Check out my blog, Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I will also link that in the description below. And when you go there, you can access PDFs, measurements, and lots more fun projects. Thanks again for watching. I greatly appreciate you. And I hope that you have liked this sneak peek of Eden's garden and that you too will purchase this set. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or contact me at my email, and I would be happy to answer you. Again, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out, and thank you so much for watching. Happy stamping, guys. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts.